Here we go. What is up, guys? Welcome to today's video. So, haven't posted in a few days. Yes, that sucks. I hate it. We've been going crazy down here. We have so much stuff to catch up on, and we've been trying as hardest to do so. But today, I am doing a video that was requested by a lot of people out of nowhere. And, well, we don't really have much of a day left, so this is a good filler video. Sorry to come back with just this, but hope you guys are excited. So today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about everything in the shop. Because as you know, we have a lot going on lately, and well, a lot of it kind of gets forgetted or not talked about, and then people come in, there's new subscribers, there's old subscribers, they haven't been around sometimes, people don't watch the videos consistently, which you really should, and so you don't know what's going on. So today we're gonna get you all caught up on, well, the builds. So we got some new builds, we have some old builds, and then we have some things that just break my heart. And then we have some friends that are just lingering around.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, DJ.
No, I lost my pee.
All right, well, I would have loved to put all my cars outside, line them all up, do all that B-roll, make it all fancy, but well, it's cold out, we don't have time for it. So what we're gonna do is just kind of go through each car and talk about, well, what the heck is up with it and what the car is, because a lot of you guys probably don't even know I own some of these cars since you might be new to the channel. So we'll start with old girl right here, the S13. So if you guys don't know, this is my 1JZ Swap S13. This car is gangster. 1JZ, baby. Damn. So if you guys don't know or don't remember, this was like my main drift car, right? This was always originally it was SR20 and we 1J'd it. This is what I learned drifting in. And well, we kind of took it apart to fix some things like the clutch, redo the transmission setup. We had to change the look of this thing because the look was kind of stale, and well, I needed to grip it up more, and we decided to go with big old over fenders and really turn it into a drift car. And well, as you guys know, paint and body work is a bitch of a process, and I suck at it, so it's been kind of taking a while. But in the last few weeks, Brian has been going insane, and we've been banging out as much as we can. We have the whole chassis basically finished. The prime is already sand. We primed a bunch of parts this morning. We've been trying to do this on like days off. This stuff just takes so much time, and well, we're getting there. It is getting close. I think this weekend we should finally lay down some color, right, RJ?
We're hoping for Saturday.
So we're hoping this weekend that we're actually gonna lay down the paint on the body and all the metal components, and then we're gonna have to go and do all the fiberglass components after that. So big progress being done on this very shortly. It's gonna be fantastic. Continuing on, we have the right-hand drive BMW E36. So last time you guys saw this, I went insane. I bought a parts car M3, and I basically took my right-hand drive 325 and turned it into an M3. The only thing that's not M3 about this car now is the VIN. We got the M3 motor, we boosted it, and then we blew it the heck up on the dyno, so I never really got to enjoy it. So I sent my short block out to my buddy JP and Travis, and they fully built it. We got pistons, rods, new bearings, main studs, all that fancy stuff, and now we have a bottom end that's capable to, well, probably around 800 horsepower, which is ridiculous. So the last month or so, I've been going insane collecting parts for this thing, trying to get this thing ready, and I've honestly had a really hard time. I was really hoping to put this thing back together a couple weeks ago, but as you know, there is a lot of components to an engine. The last week, a lot of things have come together. A lot of this stuff was on back order, and I'm waiting on one more piece. Just one more piece. And then we can put the motor back together. Then we can shove it in the car and we can make a lot of power. Once again, big moves coming very shortly. I cannot wait to throw this car back together. You guys remember when I bought an RV25 like a week and a half ago?
I was there.
You were there for that. Yes, I told you we weren't gonna touch it just yet. If you guys are a Patreon, you know where it's going. You Patreon guys better not spoil it, but we have some pretty cool plans for this, and well, it is pretty fitting, is all I could say, so moving on. So we should talk about the S15. Because, well, we just kind of started it. So as you guys know, we have the S15. We are doing a K24 rear-wheel drive swap in this. Kind of like the flop around in the Sonda, right? What's the name of this?
Sylvanda.
Sylvanda.
And before this guy comments, I have the screenshots over my phone. I can't remember his name, but thank you.
Yeah, we'll send you a t-shirt.
I'm gonna find it and send you a t-shirt. That was perfect name.
So we're calling it Sylvanda.
Sylvanda.
I like it. It's got some stank to it. Sylvanda.
The Sonda, Sylvanda.
Perfect. So last time you guys have seen this on the channel, we actually tested the entire drivetrain, the engine and trans right here. And we got a really good idea of how this is actually gonna all look. So right now, our biggest limitation is we're waiting on the manifolds. Once we get the manifolds in, we can start mocking up all the pieces in the engine bay. And once everything's mocked up, we take it all back out, we paint the engine bay, put it back in, and we make it run, right? That's the process. Unfortunately, Unfortunately, the manifolds have been on back order. The exhaust manifold actually comes in next week, which is like the theme here, right? I'm saying everything next week is gonna be insane, but honestly, it's all coming together.
Getting
finally.
everything at once.
The past couple weeks have been hard waiting on parts and stuff, but next week it seems like everything's falling together. So once the exhaust on, we put the turbo on, we can make the exhaust, we can start piecing together some of the turbo stuff. And while big stuff to come on this car very, very shortly, trust me, I'm dying to get the swap together, but I am at the mercy of, well, components. Also with that, this thing will basically be getting like a full resto. It's gonna be fully sealed underneath. It's gonna get a full paint job, all that stuff. So this is gonna be like the long-term project. This won't be like an overnight thing, but it's gonna be really worth it because when this thing is done, this is gonna be really something special. And really this is kind of like watching a dream come together. So very hyped for this to be, well, happening, so. So we talked about still Honda, now let's talk about Nissan. So as you guys know, if you've been on the channel for a while, we did the rear-wheel drive EK Civic. This was probably the most complicated, most impressive thing we've ever done. This was huge. Me and Brian spent all last winter cutting up this thing and basically converting it into a 240SX, right? It's a KA24 DET with basically 240 subframes front and rear, and well, this thing really blew us away in terms of its ability to drive and, well, our ability to actually build it. I learned so much from this build. It is unreal, and it really, really pushed us to a different level, and this was really cool. I know a lot of you guys love this build, and we haven't talked about it in a really long time. I spent probably 3 months straight where I worked on this car probably 10 hours a day, and when we finally finished, all I could say was definitely burnt out on it. Once it was done, we drove it a couple times, and I kind of put it off to the side just to kind of like relieve myself of it, you know? I don't know, that's a weird way to put it, but I needed to refresh, and well, we kind of got caught up with, you know, everything else, and well, we had some issues last time we found out the injectors went bad, and I never got new injectors. So, the Honda's great. It would run and drive fantastic if it had injectors in it. So, what my future plans are for this thing. So obviously, as you guys know, the big downfall of this car is the exterior. We have like this spray painted bumper. I mean, it's the original bumper. The fenders are trashed, also a different shade of red. The rest of the car, well, it just looks like a 2000 Civic that has 240,000 miles on it, because it is. And well, underneath the thing is immaculate. It's like fully restored. Inside, the thing is gorgeous, but externally it looks like a pile of, well, so luckily the large part of the chassis is actually in great condition. So I do see myself kind of sending it off this winter to get it painted and getting it back, and just making it feel like a complete project once we do get it painted. And hopefully, well, get some real wheels on this thing, because we kind of just threw some eBays on here just to get the thing rolling.
Wow, they look great.
They do, but we only use real wheels around here. Oh, don't point, okay. Moving on to another car that needs, well, body work, and that is my E30. So if you guys have been along since last year, you guys know I've got this car as a bare shell. It's an 87 325e 4-door E30, and this was in one of Brian's friend's backyard and sat for like 4 years. We took it, pieced it all back together. I threw an M52 in it.
S52.
I threw an M52 in it, drifted the crap out of it. Then I got an S52, threw that in, which is the E36 M3 engine. If you guys have been around for a while, you guys know how much I love this car. This car means so much to me. It's probably my favorite car to ever drive. And last March, when I was drifting it, unfortunately someone was on the track that shouldn't have been and spun right into me. And well, as you can see, the fender's crunched, but unfortunately so was the frame. So the frame on this car up front is really bent. It's up, over, kinked, all over the place. And unfortunately, this isn't something that I could just kind of tie down to the ground and yank it with a Cummins. I gotta get out in a frame machine. And
the rear is also damaged too.
Yeah, the rear is damaged too. And unfortunately, we just haven't had the resources to access a frame machine. Eventually, we will get access to a frame machine, and we'll get it straight, and then we'll go from there.
We are working on that.
We are working on it, trust me. We have not forgot about the E30, trust me. But there's just only so much time in, well, a day. So moving on, we have the Zs, right? These are probably the two most OG cars on the channel besides the S13. We have the LSZ, which started the channel, essentially.
This was the first one.
This was the first thing. Honestly, we filmed the first video, me and RJ, together.
On my birthday.
On your birthday.
I remember that.
What? So
2016.
Yeah, 4 years ago, so it's pretty freaking cool. And as you guys know, I don't really touch this car too often.
Which is a shame. Because I drove it for the first time in the 4 years you've owned it. I drove it for the first time this year for a week.
Yeah, RJ literally daily drove this car for a week until he broke it.
It was my company car. I didn't break it.
So the red Z to me has always kind of seemed like not finished, but like it was kind of to the point where I was happy with it and wanted to just kind of start doing new things. Obviously, there's a bunch of aero pieces I'd love to get for it, but it's kind of one of those things where I just wanted to play with new toys, I guess. I don't know. The only thing I've done to it is put Ganondorfs on it.
Oh yeah, I forgot we did that.
Yeah, I did that. I was looking for a set of Ganondorfs for this car for like literally since day one.
I totally forgot.
And I finally got a set. So
shout out to Innovative for painting those for us.
But if you guys know, if you guys have been around for a long time, I have an LS one. It has a full Texas Speed head package, big old cam, right? It is maxed out. But my biggest limitation on this thing is I still have an LS1 intake, which is not as efficient as other options. So basically I've been putting off buying an intake for this thing for like, what would we do the heads 2 years ago, essentially?
Yeah, almost, 2 years ago.
So I just bought one, surprise, surprise. And so we're hoping in the next couple of weeks, we'll throw that in, bring it back on the dyno, and make a couple more horse puppies out of it. And we'll enjoy it a little bit before it gets too crappy out.
Get my company car back.
This car, man, this was my first right-hand drive car. This is a Fair Lady from Japan. It's from 1989 or 1990, it's D32. Well, we put an SR20 in it. As you guys know, I love my SR20s, I love my Zs, and in my mind, it was just always something I always wanted to do. And we came to fruition with it, and it honestly came out beautiful. We built this on a super tight budget. We had a big issue with this car for a really long time where it just wouldn't make any power. So we changed a bunch of stuff on it. We changed the ECU 3 times or 4 times actually, changed a bunch of components on it. And last thing we did was I made a full custom harness for it, I put it on a link, and it did pretty good. But it still doesn't make the power that I want it to make. So I did buy a new turbo for it.
Oh yes.
And I bought a new manifold for it, and well, all I could say is this thing has some horse puppies coming to it very shortly. And of course, I know a lot of you guys who've been here for a minute know I do have a JDM bumper for this car. And I've been trying to get that thing painted for like 3 years, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Simply put, to me, the Zs are, they're not finished, right? Project cars are never finished, but right now they run, they drive, they look great, and they do what they want. And well, we got some upgrades planned for them, and well, stay tuned. And then we have our right-hand drive turbo NB Miata. This car is beautiful. This is Steph's car. It's immaculate. It's a sick-ass car. I don't know why she's not driving it. I talked to Steph yesterday. I was like, why have you not been driving your NB? Like, this car is awesome. She didn't realize that she could be right now. She thought it was broken.
Good communication.
Yeah, communication is key, guys. Talk to your partners. Sorry, Steph. It's a great car.
It's great. I spent 10 hours doing the paint correction on it.
This is the nicest car in here.
This is, by body-wise, the cleanest car in the shop.
I tried to get her to let me trade it for an S2000. She wasn't having it, but come on.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, whatever. Steph, come drive your car. So this is a 1990 240SX. We got this thing a year and a half ago, actually. We haven't had it that long. We picked it up. It was my buddy's car. It was automatic single cam. It sat for like 4 years. We took it. We stripped it apart because it smelled like rat piss. The whole car. I've never smelled a worse smelling car in my entire life. We had to take everything out down to bare metal. We had to bleach the whole chassis, clean every little component, put it all back together, and then we dropped an SR20 in it. You can't beat that. This car was untouched. It was stock, it was perfect. And this was supposed to be like my street car hatch, because an SR hatch was, well, that was like my 16-year-old dream. I was obsessed with the idea of getting SR hatch. I've even made Adam LZ buy one, and well, the story goes on. But the opportunity finally popped up where I could put one together, and well, it was supposed to be a street car. My 30 broke, and well, I started drifting it, and a bunch of you guys got really mad at me. And the last event, someone hit me and didn't cause any damage on the car, and it kind of spooked me, so I don't think I'll be drifting this car much more. I'm not gonna say I won't be drifting it, but I'm gonna try and chill out on drifting this car.
You're not drifting it for the rest of the year.
I'm not drifting it for the rest of the year, all right? I'll give you that. But this car, as you guys know, it runs great. It looks awesome. The interior is all there. It's got all the stuff I want, right? This car is just supposed to be simple. The only thing it needs, just like everything else, is, well, a paint job. All right, boys, you guys know we have the mini trucks. We have the 1995 Daihatsu Hi-Jet, then we have the 1993 Suzuki Carry. we have the shop truck and then we have the off-road truck. And well, this thing is the shit. I love this thing. I have all my friends take this thing out. They love it. Everyone loves it. Brian was nailing it for a week. But what are the future plans for this thing? So obviously we need some wheels for it, right? I've been getting yelled at consistently since I got it because we need some cool wheels for it. I'm being very picky with wheels because I want something that fits great because I don't want to mess up the streetability of this thing because this one
drives so nice.
This thing, honestly, yeah, this thing drives so freaking well that I don't want to, you know, dampen that. So me and the Moist Boys have been looking at wheels for literally, I mean, months since we got this thing. I've been really, really picky. So this thing, hopefully shortly we'll get a really sick set of Japanese like 3-piece or 2-piece style wheels on it. But for now, I'm enjoying it for what it is. The one that we have to mess up is the carry. So this is the one that we lifted. We put the big wheels on. This is the off-road truck. I mean, I put a freaking chainsaw on it.
Oh yeah. Here, let me go through here. It's got a chainsaw, a battle axe.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
There's gas in here.
And if you guys saw the LZ video, we just beat the living crap out of this thing. I feel bad for it. I can't believe we didn't total this thing. But this thing has been an absolute blast. I'm obsessed with these mini trucks. It's like the best smile per dollar you could ever buy. The off-road truck, we got some big plans for it. We have, you know, a winch, we got to put a bash bar on it, we have a train horn kit for it, we have lights, we have a lot of stuff planned for it. We've just been so busy with everything else, that's the only reason we haven't gotten to it yet, but I'm really excited for some snowfall now that winter is coming to really see how this thing does in the snow. I don't know, the mini truck content will continue on and on and on until we're no longer a channel.
Normally how it goes.
I don't yell ever.
No, he doesn't yell. He's just like, move, you idiot. This is how it's done.
He's not wrong. It's exactly what happens.
DJ, give him the rundown. Year, make, model.
What is this?
What is it?
This is a 1989.
Oh.
First year. Not the best, but the Q's. It's not a K's, okay? But it's decent. It came with a CA18 in it. We ripped that thing out.
Yeah, we ripped that thing. We put an SR in it. Ripped that thing out.
Yeah.
Then we dropped a 1JZ in it.
Now look where we are.
We wanted to be cool. And he didn't touch it for like ever.
Long time. Because I thought that I had everything, but I was terribly mistaken. It needed a lot of stuff, so.
So DJ got a bunch of motivation like a week and a half ago, and while we've been running with it, so the last like week and a half, we've been working on this car like every day, and we've made great progress, and it's almost ready for its first test drive.
Finally.
And well, besides that, it's just another car that needs a bunch of freaking paint work, so. Hey, Brian, what's up, man?
I think I know what you mean. What's up?
So, Brian.
What?
Your car is in here.
Blowed up.
So here we have Brian's 1999, or is it 2000?
2000.
2000, 328.
Sedan model.
So this is Brian's drift car, and well, we just swapped an M54 ZHP engine in it. It was awesome.
Sick.
It was sick, right?
Yeah, totally.
What happened to it?
Oil pump nut backed off, seized the bottom end, toasted.
Barn. Just like.
Don't shut it.
Oh, I forgot you have a cable. So we're gonna give BMW another shot here. Picked up another M54 B30, just a regular M54 B30. We're gonna take the cams out of the ZHP engine, toss them
They're
in
over there.
the other one. So it will pretty much be the same exact thing, but this time we're gonna get super upgraded oil pump. We're gonna get an oil pan baffle. We're gonna get an S54 oil filter housing, an oil cooler.
I hope you guys see the theme here.
We're gonna spend as much money on the oiling for this engine as the damn engine, and hopefully I won't seize the next one.
Yeah, everything's
That's
great.
that's my goal.
Great. Yeah.
Hopefully, me and Jimmy were talking about a couple other things, maybe make a little bit more sauce and.
Different intake, man.
Yeah, I think we want to
No.
try some new things and really push the limits to this little M54 because it seemed like a really fitting engine for this car, and well.
As long as we get an engine in there that stays in there and wants to stay in there, I'm gonna love it.
Remember, Beamer boys, deal with your oil pump nut. It's going back out.
Yeah, figure out whatever way you want to do it, but do something.
Interesting.
Subarus is still here, taking up space.
Hunks of junk.
Jesus Christ.
That went far.
Really far. Well, we just talked periodically for like 60 minutes, so thank you for still watching. I really appreciate you guys. At this point, I hope I answered enough questions. I kind of rambled on quickly about each car, just give you a quick update. If you guys have any more questions about it, let me know. If I see a lot of one question answered, I'll try and recap from that. So, I don't know what else to say. Bro, you got anything to add to this?
Yeah, but I wasn't here to watch you say everything else, so I don't know what you missed.
Gotta redo it.
Gotta redo it.
You don't have to redo the whole thing, man. No, everything's great, man. All these cars are great. They all have goals. That's good. That's step
Yeah,
one.
step one.
Step one is have a goal.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you don't. I think the rest is obvious after that.
Yeah.
They all need paint.
Listen, that's always been a theme, okay?
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
That's just the channel. Welcome to it, you
yeah.
know. We're gonna end it there. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys, and I really hope we answered a bunch of questions and got you up to date on what we have and what's been going on. And
We need a GoFundMe for a curtain so we could keep doing body work.
Oh no, why?
No, we're just gonna do it at your shop.
Yeah. You have a whole shop. Can't we just do
Yeah,
that? It's
yeah.
already dusty. I have half your shop here anyways. All right, so you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. And Bri?
Have a great night. Peace.